Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where we just entered Mordona, closer toward the town of Revenant's Toll. Now, Revenant's Toll, from what I heard, because it was before my time playing this game, used to be a couple of tents basically, and over the patch content, the town was built up and up and up until you had this substantial fortress here. Anyway, Slavborn. Well met, friend. What brings you to Revenant's Toll? Did I hear you rightly? Your friends are being held captive as Castrum Centri, and you want to rescue them? I don't mean to discourage you, but that might prove difficult. The stronghold has been on high alert of late, with armored patrols seen about the perimeter around the clock. Not even a fly could get within 100 yards of the walls undetected. If the Guardians were alerted to our coming, we cannot know what they will do to Minfilia and any others. We must act with the greatest stealth. Aye, it has to be a good old-fashioned infiltration. But with security so tight, how are we going to smuggle ourselves in? Why, I have a mind to walk through the front door. The front door? Aye. We'll disguise ourselves as Imperial troops and march right in. For this we need a few sets of Imperial uniforms, a suit of magic armor, and impeccable timing. A bold strategy, but it might just work. Where we are, there's certainly no shortage of opportunities to borrow the equipment. Knowing what's Imperial's masters, I won't even suspect that these savage Eorzeans would think to use their technology. Then it's settled. If you're determined to go ahead with this, I'd recommend you speak with Glomit. The fellow's got a personal grudge against the Empire and happens to know a deal about Castrum Centri besides. I've no doubt he'd want to be of aid. Eden, I shall go reconnoiter Carlian activity at the stronghold. It would not do if something were to befall our comrades before we have the chance to act. Come and join us when you're ready, Wilt. Let's do this. Sometimes I wonder, Ida, are there ever times when you're not enthused? I'm nothing if not enthused, you Stoller, and you're beginning to remind me of Papalimo. And Glaumont is the tall guy here. Over Glaumont, eh? Well, you found him, whoever you are. Ah, you're looking to get inside Castrum Centri and need my help. Something tells me we're gonna get along just fine. So your friends of Castrum Centri will want for rescue. But Slavborn knows me too well. Aye, you can count on my help. I've got a score to settle with the Imperials, and I never pass on an opportunity to get back at the Horsons. But enough about me, let's talk strategy. Rescuing folk from captivity is right delicate business. A single oversight, just one little blunder and it's all over. You can't leave any room for uncertainty. For starters, you need to confirm beyond the shadow of a doubt that your friends are where you think they are. You don't want to risk your neck only to discover they've been moved elsewhere. But how can you find out, you ask? By following these instructions. If you approach Castrum Centri from the east, you'll see a swampland to your left called the Tangle. Get in there, never mind over more balls, and navigate your way to the southwestern corner. You come upon some drainage pipes coming down from the stronghold. Don't ask me how I know, but one of them leads back to the command tower. If you listen closely, might be as you can eavesdrop on some of the happenings within. Once we know for certain your friends are there, we'll move to the next stage of the operation. Now, get going and Godspeed. Now, all this place in the western part of Mordona. East is more for side quests, and there is high-level labor quests if you're interested in that. Well, high level for a Realm Reborn. Also down there's the Crystal Tower, which is raid content later. Even mandatory raid, this one. The only one I think that is right now mandatory. Bad toads. Don't want to be hit by bad breath. Bad breath is bad. Mosquitoes. Okay, now let's listen in. The faint sound of conversation echoes down the pipe. What of a captive? Does she still refuse to speak? She may as well be a deaf mute for all the information we've gotten out of her. The others aren't much better, but Ellison's getting on my nerves most of all. Every time he opens his mouth, it's only to spout gibberish. I do wonder, why is the Tribunal so obsessed with Miss Ophelia, woman? They say she possesses some mystical power, something we Gallians don't have. Mystical power? Like the kind of beastmen use? How am I supposed to bloody know? If you're so curious, why don't you ask the Tribunals yourself? So I tried to tumble her. I like my head where it is, thank you very much. Break is over. Best get back to our stations. Okay, footfall goes silent. So, Minfilia is here. Stealth and subterfuge are how we will free our friends. I have every confidence you can play the part of an Imperial soldier. Dressing up as soldier and sneaking in the front door, huh? Well, if you've got the guts to go through with it, then so do I. Oh boy, I always wanted my own Reaper. I could wash her and wax her and name her and... 'Tis good to see you again, Wild. I'm given to understand you have conducted some reconnaissance. Tell me, what were you able to learn? So Minfilia and the others are indeed at Castrum Centri. Their presence thus confirmed, we may proceed with a mission. While you were afield, Sid took the liberty of devising a plan of action. Probably have the details from him. Good work, Red. As Ivan has already told you, we've plotted out a course for the rescue. The gist of it is unchanged. We disguise ourselves as Imperial soldiers and infiltrate the stronghold. Glaumund is looking into ways to procure a suit of Magitech armor. In the meantime, I need your assistance for some preparations of my own. Minfilia and the others are counting on us with it. Let's not keep him waiting any longer than necessary. While Glaumund goes about devising his plan, we need to see to some preparations of our own. It wouldn't do if Imperials were to discover that they're short in armor. To prevent this from happening, I'm going to put together a makeshift communication jamming device. The explanation is like to get a bit technical, so bear with me. Imperial forces communicate at a distance via electromagnetic waves. Simply put, voices are born upon etheric lightning energy that permeates the air. Now, the hill-sized cluster of corrupted crystals to the west has been observed to amplify self-same energy. By making use of its property, we should be able to drown out Imperial voices. To ensure that we have enough amplification, we must identify the most potent crystals among the cluster. For this, I need you to go there and use this device to take readings. I'll mark the likely places on your map. Oh, and just so you know, plasmoids are drawn to lightning energy. Don't be surprised if you run into a few. Okay, so... jamming. Good idea, probably. Now, one is up here from what I remember. Down. And reading. You get me attacked because you have this purple mist. Stupid toad! Okay, and was... oh, there, with more plasmoids apparently. You have the readings? Excellent. Here, let me see the numbers. Yes, 4 of these crystals should suit our purpose, though I pray that we won't have need of their power. My thanks to it. And Glaumund has another quest for us. Apparently a parallel from what I just saw on the mini-map. Clean your wax out of your ears now, cause there's something I want you to do by way of preparation. The plan's to have you enter Castrum Centri all decked out Imperial duds, but the disguise is more than just the clothes you're wearing. You also gotta act the part. At the very least, you need to know how to perform a convincing Imperial salute. First impression's everything, as they say. I could teach you the salute myself, of course, but it's best you learn it from the experts. So get yourselves near as you dare to Castrum Centri and watch the Imperials doing what they do. Alright, technically someone found me and they might get suspicious about their missing man, but I guess men get lost all the time or something. Okay, soldiers. Nothing to report, sir. We've received an anonymous warning that insurgent forces are near. We must redouble our vigilance. I shall recommend that patrols be increased. Like that. Okay. Okay, Glamont. So, did you manage to learn the Imperial salute? No. Best you don't demonstrate. I'm liable to fly into a rage and crack skulls. I'll just take your word for it. You learned the emote Imperial Salute. Sark Malak. You're cultivate Agate, yes? I've heard from your plight. I heard of your plight from my friend Glamont. As a fellow adventurer and son of Eorzea both, I would offer you my assistance. In order to infiltrate Castrum Centri, you and your comrades must disguise yourself as Imperial soldiers. The question is how to go about acquiring uniforms and helms. There are places a man might purchase them, but individuals who deal in such wares are not the sort of to whom you would entrust your secrets. It would be more prudent, I believe, to procure what you need via traditional means, from the bodies of their recently deceased owners. The fortified area before Castrum Centri never lacks for Imperial patrols. It ought not take long to obtain 3 sets of gear, one for each member of the infiltration team, Biggs, Wedge, and yourself. When you have what you need, please return here and allow me to inspect the spoils. And again to Castrum Centri. Alright. Let's hunt some Imperials. I believe this is one of a few quests Final Fantasy XIV had that are just farm until you got all the items. All the items have dropped. Maybe I'm wrong, or they changed that, who knows. and anyone dropped at least one item, so that's good. Now, Sarkmalak. Were you able to obtain the 3 sets of Imperial equipment? Damaged, as I had expected. In their present condition, I fear these uniforms and helms are like to draw suspicion. They must be repaired, if only superficially. Fortunately, the blacksmith Aginolf and the diamond forge at Ravena's House of Splendor should be able to hammer them into shape in no time. I've already sent word ahead and have been assured he's expecting you. Roynet, we have already impressed upon him the need for utmost secrecy as to the nature of your mission. Now, originally we sent you to Uldar and Limsa Lominsa to have them repaired by the Weavers and Armorers Guild. So this time, just Aginolf here. So you're the adventurer Sakmal accent, I am? I've been waiting for you. Now let's see what you got for me. I see. Yes, I reckon I can hammer these back into shape for you. After all, I owe your friend Sakmalak a favor or two. Took good care of old Aginov back in the day before I fell in with old Ravenna he did. Did you know he's the son of one of the wealthiest families in the Sultanate? Wouldn't expect someone like that to end up in the life he did, but I suppose he always felt the adventurous life calling him. But here I go blabbering on, and there's work to be done. Just hold your horse spots for a moment or two, and the great Aginov will have your gear looking good as new. And there we have it. Won't do you much good in battle, mind you, but from what I hear, that's not your priority anyhow. Do send Sakmalak my regards, will you? So, Sark, I heard you are quite wealthy. Have you had uniform and helms repaired? Yes, these will serve beautifully. The great Aginolf never fails to impress. The quality of these repairs would even fool a legatus. Thus equipped, you should have no trouble blending in amongst Imperial forces. Lest you fear that the Guardians might detect your foreignness. Foreigners, in fact, form the greater part of the Gallian invasion force in Eorzea. You see, when the Empire subjugates a new territory, it assimilates the people of that land into its armed forces. In turn, these conscripted forces are sent to subjugate faraway lands. In this, Garlemald nips rebellion in the bud and expands its territory in one fell swoop. With that, my part in your mission is done. I am full glad to have been of assistance to your cause. Why would I, a wealthy merchant, wish to help you? I know not where you heard such a tale, but believe me when I say that I am but another humble adventurer, one who desires only to act in the best interest of the realm. And glamours... Yeah, you can use them as glamours, right? The helm and pot. And glamour. No, I think we do this next time, and... yeah. Until then, I am Ace, and I hope I see you again. Don't get lost.